Yo, YouTube, what's the word? It's your boy TRZ Season back with another video. And in today's video, y'all probably read the title and were like, nah, this is crazy. But I am genuinely afraid of talking to women, okay? And this video was inspired by an incident that happened this morning. So I'm gonna give you guys a story time about what happened and how that correlates to the title of the video. So boom, look, I just started a new job, you feel me? A J word, for anybody that thinks that might be a slur, my bad for saying that. But I just started a new job. It's at a dealership. Shout out to my, my IRL, my closest IRL. He was actually the one, him and his pops were the ones that put me on to getting this job. And you know what I'm saying? So I've been working there for 3 weeks now, almost a month. And I've just been chilling, man. I've been working in the back as a car washer. I've been chilling with my paisas, you feel me? Just chilling in the back. And, this morning, I walk in and I needed a water bottle. And there wasn't any water bottles in the back. So I went to I went to my friend's pop's office because he has water bottles in there. So I walk in the morning. And so I walk there in the morning. And as I walk in there, I see a girl there. Now I kind of knew who this girl was, not because I ever said anything to her, but because from the time my boy has been working there, this has been, he's been telling me about this girl. This was a girl he was trying to get at, but then, shit fell off, shit like that. But yeah, anyways, so I seen her there, but I kind of like got awkward or froze up, not because I was like, oh, she's bad or nothing or anything like that. To be honest, I thought she was just a regular girl. But I mainly froze up just because it was a girl. Does that make sense? And this is something I've dealt with my whole life. You get what I'm saying? Naturally, I'm not even a very social person in general. But especially around females, you're not going to catch me ever approaching a female just off the bat. You know what I mean? So I walk in there, I see her, and I just ignore her, to be honest. I look straight at my friend's pops. I'd be like, hey, you think I could get a water bottle? He's like, hell yeah. And then the girl was talking to my pops. He was like, she stares at me. She's like, oh, what's your name? I say what my name is, you feel me? And, she was like, and then she stared back at my friend's pops. She was like, yeah, I've seen him around. I felt bad for not introducing myself and stuff. But me being awkward, I just didn't say nothing. I would just focus on getting my water bottle. Got my water bottle, and then my pops, or my friend's pops, he was telling her, like, yeah, that's my dog, you feel me? If you ever see him around, say what's good. And then it kind of just went silent, and she was like, well, I just did. And I was like, yeah, what's good? And I just walked out. Mind you, she asked for my name. I never asked for her name. I came off as kind of closed off. I wasn't really trying to talk. Keep in mind, I had no problem with talking. You feel me? I have no problem with talking to her. I had no problem with talking to anybody. Feel me? I'm antisocial, but I'm also social, if that makes sense. In the sense that I will never be the first to ever approach anybody. I'll never be the first person to spark a convo. But once we get to talking, once we get to, speaking and stuff, I have no problem with talking. But in this scenario, I probably came across to her as someone that just did not want to talk because of my body language, my demeanor, how I was talking and stuff. Not saying I was being a dick or anything. It's just I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't being as friendly as I could have been, and I admit that. So this really, after reflecting upon that situation after I left and stuff, it really made me reflect and be like, damn, bro, like, I'm really afraid of talking to females, of talking to women, bro. I'm 20 years old. I'm a 20-year-old man, guy, and I'm still scared to talk to females, bro. And when I think about, what I'm saying, throughout my whole years, around my whole life, bro, it's always been that. It's always been me clamming up when I'm meeting a new girl, when I'm seeing a new girl. It's not even, when I'm saying meeting and seeing a new girl, it's not someone I've been romantically involved with or anything like that. It is literally basic human interaction. I still struggle with that, bro. I still struggle with, interacting with females and stuff like that just because. And this is just me being completely honest, bro. This is me being completely honest and upfront. I think these these three things are the main reason why I struggle to talk to females, and these are things that I've reflected on and I'm doing my best to improve on. Because at the end of the day, it all starts with me, bro. It's not blaming anything else. Number one, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I do still struggle with a corn addiction. Okay, I do still struggle with the corn addiction. You know, I've been up and down as far as no fap streak goes, about as things like that goes. But I'm gonna be completely honest. I struggle with the corn addiction, and I struggle with just pornography. You know what I mean? Um, and it is something that I've been dealing with. And like I said, there's ups and downs. I go days, months, you know what I mean, without stretches of time, without viewing it, and then I binge watch it, things like that. And how that alters your view of pornography, I mean, you guys should already know, bro. You start seeing females as not humans. You just see them as pieces of flesh walking around that you're trying to, you feel me? And this is, I think, one of the main reasons why I'm always awkward around females is they could be a female I'm not even sexually attracted to or attracted to in the slightest, but I still see them as, you know what I'm saying, as not human. You know what I mean? I don't see them as how I would interact with the dude. You know what I mean? No homo, pause, you feel me? But, interacting with the dude, you see them as a human. Yo, what's the word? What's the word? What's the what? You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? But, you know what I mean? When I'm talking to a female, I see them as like, oh, a female. You know what I mean? Things like that. And so I think that's one of the reasons why. And it kind of correlates with the second part of I'm sort of pedestalizing women in the sense that I don't see them as equal. Does that make sense? I don't see them as equal. I see them as a different entity. If that makes sense, rather than just seeing us all as human, I see them as a different entity, a different species. And so that's why I come off across as awkward and I'm saying not really trying to talk to them, is because I'm pedestalizing them, you know what I mean? I'm not seeing them as equal. And I would say the other reason why, why I struggle with interacting with females is because I've always just naturally not been a very social person. You know what I mean? I've just recently started to go outside more, be more social, be more social around people and stuff. But bro, for majority of my life, for 20 years out of my life, I haven't really been social. And if I have been social, it's been with the same group of people. And guess what? That same group of people is all dudes. You feel me? No homo, pause. But we don't be going on 2-mans. We don't be going, on things like that. We just be chilling, bro. We be going to hoop, things like that. And so, with all this being said, bro, like, I'm genuinely scared of talking to females. And now I've had some experiences that still linger in my head that still mess with my self-consciousness, and also I feel like play a factor. However, I don't want to always bank on these, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm a grown man, bro. I gotta get pushed past these little, these little kid excuses. But I'm I'm a short guy. Okay, I'm a short guy. With shoes, I'm 5 foot tall. Without shoes, I'm like 4'9". I'm not gonna lie. And so I'm very short. And I don't want to use this as an excuse, because there's short guys out there that still got game, that still pull. You feel me? Granted, it's always going to be hard for us short kings out there. Shout out to my short kings. But there's short guys out there that can still pull. So I'm not trying to use this as an excuse. But that's really messed with my self-confidence, because a girl is always majority of times taller than me off the bat. You know what I mean? And that power dynamic right there is kind of throws me off. And then, not to mention, I've had encounters, in public, just minding my own business, just walking around chilling, and walking around past a group of females and them just laughing at me, or them staring at me, looking at me, group of friends pointing at me, waiting for me to pass, and then I can hear them chuckle or be like, what the hell? And I mean, you know what they're laughing for. You know what they're laughing at. They're laughing at it. You feel me? Just because they've never seen a short guy like me, I guess, or something like that. And I'm not trying to play the pity card or the sorry card, bro. At the end of the day, it's up to me to have confidence. But I would also be lying if I said that that didn't mess with my confidence. You get what I'm saying? Cause bro, I'm gonna be keeping it above 50, bro. That shit really messes with my confidence, bro. When I'm getting laughed at just for existing, like, and it's for something I can't even control. If I was being laughed at for being fat, if I was being laughed at for, you know what I'm saying, having dirty clothes and stuff like that, okay, bro, I understand. Because at least I could control that, bro. I could control the clothes I could wear. I can control my style. I can control, you know what I mean, my weight, stuff like that. But, bro, I can't control my height, man. I can't control my height. This is what I was blessed with. This is the card that I was dealt. And so that really does hinder me. You know what I'm saying? That does not hinder me, but that does mess with my psyche, you know, IRL when I'm going to speak to women and stuff. It's like, oh, are they gonna laugh at me? Even though majority of the females that I have interacted with or that I've had, you know what I'm saying, interactions with have been nice, bro. Like, they never been on bad timing with me. It's just those rare, you know what I'm saying, little occurrences where I'm like, man, they're like bad, sour experiences. But you know how it is, man. A rotten egg could mess up the whole carton, bro. A rotten slice of bread could mess up the whole carton. Now you're overthinking everything. You feel me? And so, with all that being said, man, these are just a couple of the experiences that I have and just my thought process on why I'm scared of talking to women, bro. And this is all entirely on me because, like I just mentioned, majority of the times when I do talk to females, it's been nothing but positive experiences. You feel me? Even though I'm not saying that it leads to me being a relationship, dating, cracking, all of that. No, it's just basic normal interaction, and it's always been very pleasant. But it's just the couple bad experiences that I had have really hindered me from approaching women, you know what I mean, and having basic human interaction with them. And so I'm making this video just to let you guys know, you know, this is my personal diary right here. This channel is my personal diary. And I figured I'd let you guys know in on this part of my life so far, man. And I'm honestly trying my best to do my best to improve this because at the end of the day, bro, like, well, that's one of the biggest aspects of living, bro, is to have be around females, stuff like that. Not necessarily putting them on a pedestal, but, you know, it's nice to interact with females, you know? It gives it a switch up from interacting with, you know, the guys all the time, you know? And so that's something that I am doing my best to work on. You know, I'm trying to see females as human beings, just like I'm chilling with the bros, you know what I mean? And yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys got any advice for me, if you guys feel the same way, or if you guys have any thoughts and opinions about my situation. Let me know if you guys were awkward and around females and how you guys beat that, or if you guys are still awkward and we could, you know, grow together and all of that. But yeah, man, this is all I really had to say about that. I'm genuinely scared to talk to females, and I'm 20 years old, which is kind of sad. But like I said, man, I'm looking towards improving it. I'm looking forward to improving it. And many more getting interactions with females and with human beings in general, bro. Like I said, I'm not trying to see them as different. We're all humans. I'm trying to have good interactions with everybody and be a more social of a person. So with all that being said, man, let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are about this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Both are going to be TRZ season. Links are in the description down below. Subscribe. Turn on the post notifications so you never miss an upload. I upload every Friday. So make sure you guys tune in every Friday. And yeah, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. And don't be scared to talk to females, because then you're going to end up like me. Peace.